Many of our county's finest treasures lay buried beneath the earth. But why is that? Did the people of the past live deep beneath sea level? Or did they simply hide all of their wonderful possessions to try and keep them out of our greedy, grubby, jam-soaked midst? I suppose that's for the historians and the archaeologists to decide.
Staff are reminded to care about students. We're sorry for the litter that you... Oh, sorry, that's mine.
Hello, sorry. You're listening to Campus Radio. I'm Maggie Watmore, and I didn't realise I was hosting today's show until 5 minutes ago. It's okay. I'm sure we'll be fine. I haven't done a show without my notes before, but that doesn't bother me at all.
Students are reminded that this is the fun part. Has opened a new building. Good for us. Warning, stupid questions will make you look stupid. Security breach. Please change your passwords. Sorry. Students are reminded to set reminders.
This next story is about a shed, apparently. That's all I've got. Here to tell us more is Hugh.
That's right, the groundskeeper's shed appears to have moved some 2 to 3 meters overnight. Of course, as an inanimate object, the sudden move has come as somewhat of a shock. One member of the custodial staff described the event as probably the strangest thing to happen in the greater Flemington area. Leading theories range from haunted wood to tectonic shifting, but one fraternity is claiming responsibility for the anomaly. Their spokesperson saying, "We just moved it. It wasn't that heavy. We can move it back if you like." Maggie, back to you.
Now taking students for archaeology. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure. Announcement. The timetable is now live. Tuition fees are expensive, and education is priceless.
study with a friend, or should you ignore them at all costs? We've all asked that question. Here's Wanda with the answer. Last week, I advised you to try studying in pairs, and it seemed like a good idea. Turn time with a book into time with a friend. A no-brainer, right? Wrong, I'm afraid. My roommate made up a mnemonic device for something on my course, but it was so effective that I can't remember what it stands for. All I have left is decorate my salamanders nightly. And what's that? Sorry, Jessie. Back to studying alone. Shame.
Frequently asked questions. Your food is cold because the oven wasn't on. This is a test announcement, not a real announcement. Frequently asked questions. No, I've not seen your frog.
Hey, guys, hear me out. What if we went back to school?
It started as a class reunion and ended with them back in class.
That's crazy! Hey, I'm climbing on a statue. Everybody, get in the shed! I can't revise anymore. My knees hurt.
Roderick Cushion is varsity freshman in Immature Students.
University gives you a bright future and clouds it with debt. Students are reminded that some grades are personal. it's not on your CV, it didn't happen. Not to me.
That's it from us at Campus Radio. Though my day isn't entirely over. I'm heading to the library to finish and start an essay, and I may be there all night. But I'll be back tomorrow morning for another show. Hopefully I don't fall asleep in the archive section again. Wish me luck.
Hard work may or may not pay off. Visitors should be checked in and then removed immediately. Campus intruders, please not come in. Talking on campus. Thank you. Announcement. Hitting the books doesn't mean what you think it means. Staff are reminded that dogs don't eat homework. Frequently asked questions. No, you can't have an extension. Doctor, return to the hospital. Thank you.
Sir Nigel Bickleworth on 2 Point Radio. Greetings, greetings, and welcome to the show. We all have our passion projects, don't we? Our dreams, our hobbies, our oddly job-like hobbies and odd jobbies. Personally, I moonlight as a writer of mysteries. Up next, I'll be taking you to a black and white world of mystery and intrigue. The much-anticipated return of Inspector Blanbury in Pinched Puddings and Just Desserts.
The more you revise, the longer you've been revising. Students are reminded that there's no such thing as free time. Students are reminded that you came here on purpose.
It was a summery kind of summer, and Blambury had scarcely caught his breath, fresh after outsmarting the smuggly cat burglar when an invitation to tea dove inauspiciously through his letterbox. Such are the demands on a world-class detective and conversationalist.
No rest for a world-class detective and conversationalist.
Arriving at Flackley House, our inspector was met with two familiar smells. One promised scones, the other, calamity.
Skills are non-transferable. Frequently asked questions. No, I will not be your friend. Students are reminded to have the time of their lives.
And so to tea, where the sandwiches came and went without the intervention of evil, though Blambury feared the host had been a little overzealous with the cucumber, when, quite of a sudden, the lights went out.
Oh, sorry, I'm always doing that.
The light came up, and Blambury began to doubt himself. Perhaps what he felt was nothing but a herring of lead. Alas.
The trifle! The trifle! They've stolen the trifle!
It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. Is starting soon. Was there anything we wanted to do? End of year results published. Now. The academic year is over. Students must vacate the campus. Frequently asked questions. No, your chicken should not be pink.
New to the Crumley student range, instant casserole. You want a warming meal, but you've not got all day.
Come on!
With Crumley's new instant casserole range, you just add water, and you've got something a lot like casserole. Just like Mama used to make.
Students are reminded to be in 2 places at once. If you don't know where your class is it really worth going?
We interrupt our mystery for the news. Hogsport Lighthouse gone missing. Student strikes cause university closure. And mayor threatens to triple taxes. Lovely. Now that's done, we can return to the matter at hand. Will Inspector Blanbury crack the case? Wouldn't you like to know?
The timetable is not written in stone. Still, we're not changing it. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure. Intruders on campus. You know what to do. Frequently asked questions. Yes, we are testing you. Tuition fees may be spent on administrative bonuses.
But who would do such a thing? Who would stoop to the lowly heights populated only by reprobates and trifle thieves?
To the kitchen!
Indeed, the trifle was gone without so much as a trace. However, in its place was a single white glove.
Why, a glove? The fiend must have removed it in the excitement. What good is a glove, dear Blanbury? A glove is no pudding. Ah, but it may yet lead us to pudding. Fetch the hogs.
Unattended sandwiches will be eaten by me. Students are reminded that I'm not your mum. Students are asked not to ask questions.
They followed the jolly hounds through the grounds, the crunch of the gravel building to a crescendo of narrative tension, and then to grass and sight of the lake and the old willow, where, sitting against the weeping tree, they found the gloveless culprit. None other than Foggleton, the butler.
Oh, Foggleton, how could you? I'm fired, aren't I? I should think so, yes.
Campus intruders, please not come in. Education is non-refundable.
As they say, the butler did it. It just goes to show, you never can trust the help. Well, that's another masterpiece in the collection. But how do I do it? Really, it's a deliciously delicate balance of extreme talent and profound humility. Join me again tomorrow for more criminally underrated radio. Ta-ta!
Staff are reminded to be inspirational. Maintenance announcement. Plants need water, remember? It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. Plagiarism is not a belief system. The academic year is now over. Results have been released. Luck won't help you now. The summer is a good time to relax and prepare for next year. Is expanding, even more than usual. Administrator is reminded to stay hydrated. Students are reminded to find themselves. Frequently asked questions. No, you can't have an extension.
Felicity Bellbottoms speaking for you, the students, in every sense, on campus radio. Up next, we'll be talking about power napping, comforting dream, or confusing nightmare. Find out after this.
Education is non-refundable. This is a test announcement, not a real announcement. Students are reminded that some grades are personal. The timetable has now been published. Schedule your lives accordingly. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure.
shouldn't struggle to get enough sleep. That's why Campus Radio's very own Maggie Watmore has been trying out the latest techniques to fit some much-needed rest into a busy schedule. That's right, I've been trying out power napping, the day's craze sweeping through campus like that fungus in the showers. For those of you that don't know, power napping, or turbo kipping, is a practice that allows you to sleep on the spot, grabbing some valuable rest time between classes. I think I almost did it for a moment, but then I realised I was 45 minutes late for a lecture. But no, yeah, I actually feel really well rested.
Announcement. Intruders on campus. Oh no. Tuition fees are expensive, and education is priceless. Plagiarism is not a belief system.
Now, the story of an arts college with no paint in sight. Hugh.
Yes, the students at Fitzpocket Academy were supposed to be taking a class in oil painting this year. But their funding allocation has shifted, and so too has the earth beneath the feet of their expectations. I was lucky enough to speak to one student.
Yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but it's all right. I'll just take the class next year.
A brave face on an even braver student. This is just another story of student funding crushing the hopes and indeed dreams of some fine art students. All they wanted was some paint. But for now, the funding has dried up, and with it, the oil paint well.
Janitor needed to unblock toilets. Lovely. teachers on campus. You know what to do. Distracted students should pretend that they're listening. Frequently asked questions. No, I've not seen your frog.
Beaver from Bungle. The small car that makes the little things feel bigger than they are. It's a perspective thing.
Visitors should be checked in and then removed immediately. Tuition fees may be spent on administrative bonuses. unattended sandwiches will be eaten by me.
2-Point County Professor Hercules Cheesewater recently came under fire after publishing work they found on the bus. The professor has now responded to the allegations, saying, "Inspiration can come from the strangest of places." So true, Professor. In fact, I find all my coursework on public transport, proofread and ready to hand in.
University gives you a bright future and clouds it with debt. It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. Summer break would be a convenient time for construction. Announcement. The campus just got bigger, not necessarily better. End-of-year results are now available. No unauthorized panicking. The academic year is now over. The campus has opened a new building. Good for us. We've just completed a marketing project. Nicely done. contestants are reminded that this is the fun part. Announcement. Hitting the box doesn't mean what you think it means. Maintenance announcement. Plants need water, remember?
Sir Nigel Bickleworth. Cheers, cheers! On 2 Point Radio. Forget what you're doing and give in to the saccharine melodies of my voice. I am Sir Nigel Bickleworth, and you may not know it, but you've just made a wonderful decision. The finest radio show in town, coming right up.
Doctor, return to the hospital. Thank you. If it's not on your CV, it didn't happen. Not to me. We're sorry for the litter that you... Oh, sorry, that's mine.
This week on Sir Nigel Reviews, we'll be talking about a modern beat combo, a group that call themselves the Helium Baboons. I must admit, while it may not be my usual cup of beef tea, for contemporary mindlessness, and that's what this is, it was not as bad as most of today's dirge and drivel. Helium Baboons, not as bad as I feared they would be. 2 shrugs out of a possible 5.
If you hear this, please drink some water. Thank you. The more you revise, the longer you've been revising. The academic year is starting. I hope you have a pencil. Students should check in before trying to learn. Frequently asked questions. No, I will not be your friend.
It's time for Spill the Tea, where we take some finely dried hearsay from our shameless county and strain it for all the precious nectar we can. Education Minister Tarquin Foxbridge is under scrutiny for describing 2 Points youth as ambitionless nitwits, and I can see why. I can only hope that it's an abridged form of the full quotation. It would be remiss of him to forget that they are also loud, foolhardy, crass, smelly, and generally hopeless.
are asked not to ask questions. Intruders on campus. You know what to do. Students are reminded to set reminders.
We all like a milkshake. But drinking too much milk can and will make you uncontrollably ill. Be safe and try to have very slightly less than that. This message is brought to you by the Milkmaid Corporation.
Marketing project complete. Staff are reminded to be inspirational. There's a fly in here.
And now, for the results of last week's sonnet writing competition. I must say I was appalled, if not surprised. They were lacking structure, they were lacking soul. Some of you wouldn't know an iamb from a dactyl. We'll be rolling the competition on to next week, so send in your sonnets. They can't get any worse.
Would campus intruders please not come in? Congratulations. Research project complete. Hard work may or may not pay off.
My respect for those that choose chivalric and knightly pursuits. Well, it's really very large. The Bigglesworths, after all, come from a rich and prestigious line of people on and near horses. That being said, feudal aristocracy use their hands far too much for my liking. The swordsmanship, the adventuring. Have you ever held a lance? It's a chore. If you're so important, why are you doing all that work? Rule smarter, not harder.
Students are reminded to have the time of their lives. Stupid questions will make you look stupid. academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. The academic year is over. Students must vacate the campus. The academic year is starting soon. Was there anything we wanted to do? The yearly results are in. Another average year. Security breach. Please change your passwords. Sorry.
It seems that Agatha Sphere and the Orb Foundation are targeting the county's colleges in an attempt to appeal to a younger demographic. Those orb-happy loons must be subdued at all cost. But wasting their time trying to brainwash our brainless students seems like a terrific diversion. I'm so glad we found a use for our horde of unwashed undergraduates.
Frequently asked questions. No, your chicken should not be pink. Students are reminded that you came here on purpose. ask questions. Your food is cold because the oven wasn't on.
And now for the segment we call Agony Answers. You provide the agony and I'll provide the answers. This week's problem is from Helpless in Hogsport. I'm stuck in my bathroom. I think the doorknob fell off. What should I do? Well, I'd start by contacting someone under less anonymous circumstances. Perhaps a friend or the local authorities. Best of luck and so on.
Students are reminded to find themselves. The timetable has now been published. Schedule your lives accordingly. Welcome, new students. We're more afraid of you than you are of us. Students are reminded that I'm not your mum. No unauthorized talking on campus. Thank you. reminded that dogs don't eat homework.
Good morning. You're listening to Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio. You're listening to 2 Point Radio. This is Ricky Hawthorne. It's a few minutes past something. We'll check on those numbers while you listen to some music.
Staff are reminded to care about students. Intruders on campus, oh no. The campus is expanding, even more than usual. Skills are non-transferable.
It's funny how your routines can change after all these years. Lately, I've been enjoying a bowl of hog logs in the morning. It's true what they say in the advert. There just wasn't enough pig in my morning. This next song is for the hog log lady.
Where your class is it really worth going? Students are reminded to be in 2 places at once. Students are reminded that there's no such thing as free time.
Recently, while walking home, I was chased into a tree by a group of students barking like dogs. I went into a primal state of self-preservation, hissing at them like a feral cat. I've learned since that it was some kind of initiation for a society. Oh, I suppose now that I know it was a joke, I can see the funny side. Ha! Young people, eh? The terrifying scamps.
Frequently asked questions. Yes, we are testing you. The administrator is reminded to stay hydrated. Would campus intruders please not come in? We are approaching the end of the academic year. Try not to worry. The yearly results are in. Another average year.
Hey, guys, hear me out. What if we went back to school?
It started as a class reunion and ended with them back in class.
That's crazy! Hey, I'm climbing on a statue. Everybody get in the shed! I can't revise anymore. My knees hurt.
Roderick Cushion is varsity freshman in Immature Students.
The academic year is now over. The academic year is starting soon. Was there anything we wanted to do? Students are reminded that there's no such thing as free time. Security breach. Please change your passwords. Sorry.
You're listening to Ricky Hawthorne on 2 Point Radio. Here's the weather. Things are looking cold on the pointy mountains. You might want to wear a second pair of shoes. I suppose skis are technically a second pair of shoes. What they lack in terms of providing warmth, they make up for by being a lot like very thin toboggans. Play that music.
Staff are reminded to care about students. Distracted students should pretend that they're listening. Students are reminded to set reminders. Tuition fees are expensive, and education is priceless.
I recently joined an amateur plumbing club. Oh, it's a lot of fun. The pipes, the tools, the rush when you blow a valve. The competitive element is one thing, but it's also great training for when something goes wrong at home. After all, with the right attitude and a little experience, there's no problem you can't make worse.
The timetable is not written in stone. Still, we're not changing it. You students should make a good first impression. No pressure. Plagiarism is not a belief system.
In the news today, pop star Jasmine Odyssey has everybody talking after sharing an image of a spatula. Fans are debating whether this latest post is a cryptic suggestion of music to come or simply a kitchen-based mistake. It's hard to say, but what is clear is that we'll be discussing it for days.
Unattended sandwiches will be eaten by me. Intruders, please not come in. Students are reminded that you came here on purpose. Staff are reminded to be inspirational.
That's the end of our show, but I'll be back tomorrow to do it all over again. Here's to that. Here's to time's relentless advance. Here's to you, 2 Point County. Playing us out, we've got an absolute firecracker. Good night.
Doctor, return to the hospital. Thank you. Students are reminded to be in two places at once. Students are reminded that I'm not your mum. Announcement. We've just completed a marketing project. Frequently asked questions. Yes, we are testing you. Frequently asked questions. No, I've not seen your frog.
Sir Nigel Bickleworth on 2 Point Radio. Welcome to 2 Point Radio, where it's a great day. Why? Because I, Sir Nigel Bickleworth, am talking into a microphone. Can you feel it? Can you hear me? Is this thing on? Really, Dennis, if this is off again, I'm going to come in there and dunk you like a biscuit. We'll check that I'm on the air and be back with more sumptuous sound wave salaciousness after this.
Frequently asked questions. No, your chicken should not be pink. It's almost the end of the academic year, in case you hadn't noticed. Now over. The academic year is starting soon. Was there anything we wanted to do? The end of year results have been released. Luck won't help you now.